Sorted.
Are we live, bruh?
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, boom. Oh my goodness. My God.
What it do?
The day would have to come that this would, I can't. You can't have so many W's, right? Eventually, you have a loss.
It yeah.
It's the way the life goes,
It is the
JC.
way that
That-
life goes.
that's what
Eventually
they
you go
say.
you'll catch one. You never know when it's gonna come, but it's coming. What's
That-
going
Exactly,
on,
dude,
Kristen,
exactly,
Ariel?
brother.
What's going on, guys?
Wait,
Oh shit,
Season
we're
8.
live. I'm still playing COD.
wait. So Game of Thrones coming out with a season 8?
Why?
I don't know. That's what's trending on Twitter. I don't know.
Nah, ain't no way.
They just said winter is coming.
No, it's not.
Their Twitter account tweeted out winter is coming, so everybody is guessing season 8.
Tell Winter to stay away. Like, you don't need no more winter.
I like winter.
Yeah,
Winter.
but the last season was poop garbage. Like, I don't even.
I've seen worse.
I mean, we might have seen worse, but it was. Poof.
I've seen.
Like, if you ever worried about like the adaptation not living up to the source material, that was the last seasons of Game of Thrones. Like,
I never read the source material, so I definitely
believe
cannot
me,
speak.
I didn't read it either, but like everybody who did read the source material, Game of Thrones is livid. But still, at the same time, the story wasn't
Yeah,
good either.
yeah. I know everybody was livid. I know that. I thought the story.
Actually, it
was
didn't get the story. The source material didn't get as far
Game
as
of Thrones was good for the first few seasons.
yeah, but
First like 5.
I thought it was good. I mean, granted, the story isn't over technically. Well,
yeah,
you know,
the author didn't even get to the point. Like, they were making it up as they went.
right? Because he takes so long to do his damn books.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like they could have waited. They got to go that far. Killing off Daenerys and God.
Look, Darius, you
Yeah,
will
Trent's
be a
here.
converter. Now. You'll be a converter. And Trent's finally here. What's going on, Trent? How you doing, my guy? What's going on?
Good, man.
Good, man.
We eating today. You already know how it go.
All right, we eating. So, since we already late, let's just go ahead and get it started. You know, we don't need no more delays.
Are we live
JC,
already or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you sure you
How
want to
long have
start?
we
I
been
mean, I'm
live?
good with not starting.
I'll go ahead and start. You know, I'll go ahead and do it today.
Hmm.
In honor of
Hmm.
Maga, Andre, and JC.
Rest in peace.
Let's go!
Oh,
What's up,
Oh.
everybody? We are back. Hunters Association podcast here discussing chapter 147 of Solo Leveling. I'm one of your hosts, JD. TheOtakuFix. Y'all know me. JC, aka alwaysjcarson. How you doing, fam?
it's a great day to be alive. Sometimes you got to focus on the small little things in life.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a great chapter of Soul Leveling that came out. It was great. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
You know,
I think we all enjoyed it.
it was a great chapter. Great chapter.
What was a great chapter, and a lot of questions have to be answered with this chapter as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we will definitely discuss that. Seraph, Project Webtoon. How you doing, Seraph?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm just hanging out, chilling, playing some COD.
I'm normal stuff for you. We feel you.
Yeah,
We feel
the usual. You know how it
still
goes,
haven't
bro.
still haven't seen you on Outriders yet, but that's all good.
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know if they enabled it back or not for crossplay.
They did.
Oh, did they? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, and I haven't been on Outriders in a little bit.
Yeah, you need to hop on. And the guest of honor here tonight, Trent motherfucking Money. Y'all already know who it is. What's up, Trent?
Today we end a 147 chapter long debate. Today is a memorable day. Let's get it in.
This
Memorable day.
motherfucker.
A memorable day. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get to the meat of it, man. The fight ended. We now have a winner. We know exactly what took place. But first, before we get into the real meat of this story, how was the Chipotle, Trent?
I don't know if you got the beginning of the stream yet, but it was. Oh, I had already texted you too. I was out of my way today, so it's sitting in the queue. It's
it's sitting in
spent tomorrow.
Oh, so Chipotle tomorrow, right?
Sir.
I feel you. So let's go ahead and get into it. Maga Andre was no DIFF today. As sad as it may seem, it was. Look, I'm just gonna keep it real. That shit was fucking embarrassing, bro. That was just embarrassing. That like he put up a fight, but it was only in his mind. In reality, he was getting his ass whooped the whole time. He was dreaming that he was doing some work, and then when he woke up from his dream, he realized, nah, it was just him getting tossed from side to side across the street. And when he was on the ground, that very last few panels, and he was looking up in the sky, and all he saw was a white light, and he saw a hand reaching out to him from the heavens. He thought it was Jesus, but then he realized it was just Jin-Woo's fist.
Christian is on Trent's bumper.
Yeah, Christian been on this all day. You have to just let Christian do him. Let's let him. He's been on it all day.
We know.
When I saw that call out post, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we know. But JC, how you feel about this, man? How you feel? Are you okay, man? Because we know you've been riding hard for the nation levels. We know you was riding hard for Maga Andre. You was riding hard for the story of Solo in its entirety.
Mm-hmm.
And now to see it come to this, to where we are, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I got two sides of it. Like, I'm gonna get into the disappointing side of it maybe later, but as of right now, I just want to keep it lighthearted. As a chapter, after my blow ups on Twitter, like literally just walking away from the computer in general and just pouting on stream. I did all that. It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. Like just watching my reaction, but I
cannot wait.
I still enjoy Jin-Woo doing Jin-Woo things. Like main character Jin-Woo like destroying somebody is always fun to watch, but at the same time it hurt. Not because I lost a bet. Let's get it out the way. Like losing the bet, it's fine. I don't really care about losing the bet. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. Who cares? But like for the story, it didn't help me at all. This didn't help me for the story. Right. And that's what hurt me the worst. Besides that, just as Jin-Woo, Thomas Andre, whatever. Good meathead entertainment for me.
Right. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that at all. Trent, your thoughts on the chapter, sir, and the end of the fight.
Can I get on Christian first?
Go ahead. This is the podcast.
Sure. Go ahead.
You do you, kind sir.
Let me get on the chat real quick.
It's your day, fam. Go ahead.
Now, what I want to know is, why has this man been sipping on such haterade this whole time, knowing damn well Sung Jin-Woo was stronger than Thomas Andre, and trying to tell me I didn't know what I was talking about this whole damn time? That's what I want to know.
Well, he can't spoil you, Trent. He didn't want to spoil you. Maybe that's what it was. He just didn't want to spoil you.
Look, he couldn't spoil Trent, but he could have let me know.
Well, he couldn't have spoiled you either.
I know. I know. I feel betrayed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hurt over here.
But other than that, Trent, what you thought about the fight, bro?
The story to me was good. Or the fight was good as well. It doesn't ruin the story for me because it was what I thought it was. Like it literally was, or it is what I thought that it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fully expected him to run Thomas Andre. So, it just makes sense. Like, there's no way he should be. The thing is, for who he is in the story, he should surpass all of the humans. So they should already not, like, he shouldn't be like, he shouldn't get to that point and then be like, oh, he still can't be the nation level though. So he ain't really that special. You know what I'm saying? This don't make no sense. So he's already going to be an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I get it, but fine.
We're gonna get into it more. Seraph, what was your thoughts on the fight and how it turned out?
I thought it was pretty good. The fight looked good in my opinion. It was pretty sick. Sad that Thomas Andre took the L.
Was it sad that he took the? I don't even think it's sad that he took the L. I just think it's how he took the L, which is sad.
He just took the L, dude.
He took a hard L. It wasn't even. That was, man.
Yeah, it was just bad, man. But so what does this mean for the story of Solo, people? JC, I know you had a lot of stuff in regards to the story and how you
That Bishop kid's cheating.
and how you felt now with the Solo story. I just want you to explain what you're feeling right now as far as why you are kind of on a downhill slope when it comes to Solo as far as story goes.
I mean, just for the story in general, right? Let's just draw a parallel. This is not a one-to-one parallel, right? This is just an analogy trying to compare one thing to the other, but they're not equal. Imagine Luffy, right? One Piece, Luffy.
Right.
Walking up to Doflamingo, who is a warlord who has been hyped up. The warlords have been hyped up throughout the entire story. And then he meets Doflamingo. Everybody's seen it. You've seen the YouTube clips. You've seen their fights over and over again. And imagine Luffy coming out there, Gear 2, just like washing him. Like low diff, not getting hit at all. It's the easiest fight in the world. It changes how you look at One Piece because they've hyped up a character so much since the beginning of Soul Level. They've hyped up Nation Level so much.
But Sun Jin-Woo is not at level 2.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you don't hype up characters as nation level as being the top of the humans at least, and then you add the level of like these things you don't know about, which are the rulers, are giving them their powers, and then he didn't like I would have been just okay if they would have gave him like the architect fight. The architect got a few hits on Sung Jin-Woo. He was, not knowing if he could win, but he still won the battle. I would have took that 100% every day of the week.
Ain't no way that that Sung Jin-Woo should beat the architect and not beat Nation Rank Hunters. And not only that, he's not a human. You know what I'm saying? So they, of course, there's going to be a top level for him to shatter. They had to develop a top level for him to shatter, legendary status for him to shatter.
But what is the top level now?
What I'm just saying, the top level amongst the humans would still be the Nation Rank Hunters.
They
don't know why, but of course he knows that it's because they're only that strong because they're getting some like direct siphon or whatever from the rulers. Now, that doesn't downplay the rulers or nothing like that. That literally just says that these humans can only even reach that feat because they're getting a morsel of what they're getting. You know what I'm saying? Right. Sung Jin-Woo ain't human. He's full-on monarch at this point in time. He should not be on no humans level. Because then at that point, that's what I've been saying. At that point, we could have threw Thomas Andre in Sung Jin-Woo's place and let him run the story.
Okay, I get what you're saying, and it makes sense to me, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you, it makes sense. But here's the thing, right? For storytelling purposes, if you hype up a status, a tier, and that tier, the highest of that tier, you finally get what you want. You're getting nation level versus Jin-Woo, right? You finally get it. You get in Doflamingo, which is one of the warlords versus Luffy, right? And he doesn't get one hit in, not one clean hit in the entire time. My nigga Sung Jin-Woo had his loafer on Thomas Andre's face at the very beginning of the fight, and that's when I knew this is not going to go well.
You knew at that moment.
Yes,
it was
at
not
that moment he had fucked up. Like it's over at that moment. Like that's the type of fight this is going to be. And for soul leveling to say nation level hunters are the epitome. They're so far above. Like, do you guys remember? Let's take a trip down memory lane, right?
Let's go.
Memory lane. Before Baru, we had the S rank hunters of Korea. We thought they were the shit. We thought they were great. And then there's this guy, Goto Ryuji, with they hyped up that he was at the pinnacle, getting pretty close to nation level. How strong he was. He was on the sideline watching everybody fight the little mock battles. And then he got one shot by Baru, off screen, if you may. And so at that point, at every level, everybody was done at the story. The story, forget every other S rank, they were done for the story.
Right.
That's what you're doing. Like, for some reason, this author is like killing off everything that he's built up. You build up characters, you build up a character, you build them up, and then all of a sudden they are irrelevant. All nation levels at this point are irrelevant. They are like, me and JD was like, JD called them fodder, and I was like, nah, they're not fodder, but they're fodder at this point. You built up characters to make them fodder out of nowhere. You didn't even use them. What's the point? What's the point of building up nation levels from chapter 1 or 2 to one chapter making them fodder without them doing anything?
It's all just to show the strength of the MC.
You're right. That's what it is.
That's what they're for, to show how strong Jin-Woo is, which is why everybody ends up being fodder.
Could we get, like, I mean, the question is, why couldn't we get a mid-level fight? I'm not talking about when Sung Jin-Woo had to struggle, but he gets hit a couple times. You know, he realizes that Thomas Andre is not a chump, but he still wins pretty easily. Like the Monarch, not the Monarch fight, but the Architect fight was pretty much that.
Right.
You know, he took a couple hits. He had to dig down deep, but he won the fight. And then it's over. We didn't get that. We got a low diff fight, not a no diff fight. Might as well a no diff fight. Like, I lost the Chipotle Bowl over a no diff fight. That's what I did right there. Thomas Andre was not even in the set. It was like an S rank versus an A rank at that point.
Let me give you a small, I would say a slightly better comparison.
Okay.
Now, it's basically on some like Dragon Ball Z shit, right?
Right.
I went there too, by the way.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to go pick up the Smart Pop and pull in this gas station.
Man, here.
Dog, I need it. Hold up. What was I gonna say? So basically, it's like the world martial arts tournament, basically.
Which one?
Like, yeah, I'm just saying in general, the lore of it. Like the realest guys show up, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you play somebody like Goku in there, and it's a different situation because even though they have those like top tier guys or those like legendary, like world winning Hercule champion guys, you just put an alien into the mix.
You talking about Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, I'm just saying in general, like the concept.
You talking about Dragon Ball regular because Tien was really strong at the one point. Piccolo was strong.
Tien has three eyes. So stop now. And the only niggas that's fucking with Goku was like
aliens,
Tien, a dragon, like anomalies. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So when you're an anomaly, even though like these other guys are big and bad and are expected to win, you know, the guys that we just see Goku and them as a kid flipping around and shit, those are the guys that are expected to be into the finals, but they end up getting mopped because the game has now changed. That's basically, I'm not saying that, like, I do get your point to where they seem that they could possibly be deemed completely irrelevant unless through like the ruler's abilities or something shit like that, we get to kind of, or like through their like connection with the rulers, we kind of get to use that against them or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I do kind of feel you as far as them like making him completely like, you know, useless because he did mop them. But no, I do think he should have beat them for sure.
Okay.
And I do like, because we still have plenty of characters that are on him. Like at that point, you could say monarchs are. This is how I'm looking at it. Monarchs are his level, and the rulers are probably slightly above.
Okay.
So he could probably lose or win to a monarch or two, depending upon the situation.
So now we bring back the question. Christopher Robbins. Did he get double teamed? Giving so just going by what you said, Trent. Just going by what you said.
Wasn't there in total?
Yeah, but I'm just going by what you just said just now. If Jin-Woo is on monarch level, rulers may be above or slightly lower, whatever the case may be. And we just seen how Jin-Woo defeated the strongest nation level hunter. Do we still believe that Christopher Robbins got doubled?
It's safe to say that the two that were standing back and watching were a pair of their own, and maybe he was just handling it. I would probably say that he got soloed by the one that we kind of zoomed in on with like the little green chest kind of thing.
No.
Solo. I'm gonna call it there. And you know, I'm just prediction on A. That's it. But hey.
Look, okay, okay. This is what happened to me last time. This is how I lost to Chipotle Boulder last time, because I'm expecting the story to be like the way that any other shonen or any other story, forget about shonen, any other story is supposed to go. Right now, Christopher, I believe he got jumped. Jin-Woo, if you want to put him on the human nation level scale, is the strongest human right now. Right? But here's the thing, like, monarchs and rulers are the only thing left in the story that Jin-Woo has to conquer. The rulers are giving humans their powers, not the entire, not 100%, maybe say a quarter, 50%, or whatever. So Jin-Woo,
I wouldn't even say 50%. I'm thinking 10.
Okay, I would hope it's 10 because if it's any higher, then we're kind of looking at like there's nothing else for the monarchs. Like you have to have something to build a story. If you like, my problem is they took the nation levels and made them fodder in a chapter. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the end of the chapter they showed the Chinese nation level looking at him. They showed the Chinese nation level, like, what you even doing here, bro? Like, you're done. You're fodder at this point.
Yeah, you're next, nigga, for sure.
That's the point. If you want to roll up, you're not gonna do anything different,
right?
And unless it's a Trunks versus Cell thing, and the speed means something, you're not doing anything. So here's the thing: like, Solo Leveling's running out of people to fight. You have the monarchs, you have the rulers.
He can't fight anybody else but a monarch, because anybody else is fodder at this point.
But at the same time, you have to look at it. The monarchs, from what it looks like, they kind of jumped my boy. From the looks of it, we don't know if they did or not. Still speculation, but they jumped him. But Jin-Woo doesn't have to jump anybody to beat any.
This is true.
This is a 1v1 fight, so it's gonna take most of the monarchs to jump Jin-Woo. Look. I swear to God, I'll be rampant on this thing. If they do a 1v1 fight with a monarch and Jin-Woo loses, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So, all right. First off, before I reply,
1v1 no shadows. 1v1 no shadows.
Wait, hold up. Before you answer, Trent. Yo, we got 30 people in here. Everybody hit that like button, man. If you're enjoying the stream, you're enjoying the show, hit that like button. Share out on social media. You know, sub to the channel if you haven't subbed already. Let's get them likes up, fam. All right, now what you were saying, Trent?
What was I asking? JC.
I was saying if it's a 1v1 monarch fight.
Yeah, 1v1 as far as no shadows.
Yeah, I
You
was
think
like,
he should win?
just like he did with Thomas Andre. Thomas Andre at that point, he showed that any shadow that came up was fodder to him at least. Without Baru wasn't there and Egress wasn't there, but he was showing that the shadows were nothing. So Jin-Woo didn't even bother with the shadows.
I don't know.
So you saying you'll be upset if Jin-Woo gets defeated by Monarch 1-on-1?
1v1, if he get
Why would you be upset if he was defeated by Monarch 1v1?
because okay, so yeah, Christopher Robinson, as we like to call him. Look, as of right now, the story seems to point to the fact that it was a 3v1 and he lost. So I thought the actual nation levels were doing a little bit. He still lost, but that's fine. But Jin-Woo took out what we've seen or we predict to be the strongest nation level by himself. So he better get jumped. If he loses, it's because he got jumped. If he loses 1v1 to a Monarch,
here's the thing. I think you got the jumped thing. Like, don't get me wrong, dead on, but just thought of in a different way.
mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking of him getting jumped like they are plenty strong enough to handle him by themselves, but almost as if gonna go bring it back to Dragon Ball Z again, like androids taunting their like basically the Z fighters type shit. So like
right.
Clearly like 1v1 of the android with them would be like a high diff fight. But when you're fucking with both of them, they're just toying with you at that point in time.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you're scrapping with all three of them, they're just popping in and out of places, just fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? Just basically toying with you. So I think he probably did get jumped, like Christian said. It is basically their nature. But maybe if it was just because that's what they do, like I think they probably were plenty strong to handle him 1v1.
I mean, maybe 1v1, but like it's
they should
only
be because they should be.
Yeah, it's only like an honor code. Like Saiyans fight 1v1 because it's an honor code. Like I'm not helping you because it's honor. But like if you have no honor and it's about nothing but winning, of course you're gonna 2v1 or 3v1. But that's the thing about it. Like Jin-Woo, like this L is coming. Apparently, I still don't know where it's coming from because Thomas Andre, like I thought he would get a couple hits in, but he got 0. Maybe one at the very beginning. I don't remember, but it looks like 0 to me. Jin-Woo was still clean. Jin-Woo was like Gomu Gomu no on this dude's like face, bro. Like I don't like. Even if the L was coming, I would have like accepted it more if Thomas Andre put up more of a fight. If he made Jin-Woo spill a little bit of blood, I'd be like, you know what? He did his thing. But to have him get no diff, it wasn't even a difficult fight. Jin-Woo at the end of the fight wasn't even angry anymore. He was literally apathetic at beating Thomas Andre. Like he literally stopped when Thomas Andre said, "Hey, that's enough. You won this fight." He stopped fighting. He made him give up the fight.
Would you call that him being apathetic? He was just like, okay, like yeah. I mean, him acknowledging the forfeit ain't really being that. It's just basically like, because basically has already said, I already told you how it's gonna go down. He's like, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna continue to whoop your ass.
That's what I'm saying. But like, for Jin-Woo, like Thomas Andre wasn't the person who did anything. It was what's that nigga's name that I just
Huang Dong-soo.
Yeah, Dong-soo. He was the one who did the thing. It was the egregious crime. Thomas Andre was just the person that just came up and was talking in big games. Jin-Woo just like fucked him up. He was just collateral damage at that point. So as soon as he said that's enough, you won, he stopped fighting. Dong-soo was basically dead at that point already.
Yeah, he probably bled out on the scene.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jin wasn't even mad at Thomas Andre. He was just there talking shit. So he said, "You know what? You talking shit. So come get these hands." And it was overwhelming hands, which I wasn't expecting. I at least
It
wanted
was a
mid difficulty hands.
It was Gatling gun hands. Like
Come on, like look,
the fact that he broke every single bone in his body,
we're
and
talking about phalanges, bro. His hands are broken.
like this man Jin-Woo broke every bone in Thomas Andre body, and the only reason Thomas Andre stayed alive because he was a nation level hunter. If it was anybody else, they would have been dead on sight.
Like
That's crazy.
Give me anything else, bro. Like anything.
That's like the ruler's ability. You can equate that to ruler's power. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you know.
Okay, so my question is,
Right.
where does like there has to be, unless Jin-Woo is the strongest right now.
The strongest hunter?
Not the strongest anything.
Oh, the strongest anything. Okay, all right.
There has to be people stronger than him. Hopefully, that unless the story is total crap, there's got to be somebody stronger than him. Is it the rulers or the monarchs? Because there's nobody else.
Well,
there's
whether
nobody
or not the monarchs or rulers are stronger than him, we know at the end of the story he will be the strongest one way or another.
That's MC plot armor. Of course, he's going to be eventually.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all just going to depend on how the battle between the monarchs go, and also, are the nation levels going to be of any help?
No.
In the upcoming battle.
No.
So is Jin-Woo versus what we said, like 9 monarchs by himself?
I don't even. I think
that's what's really about to take place.
The thing about it is that just like, so this is what happened. Baru came in, and every S rank below Jin-Woo was done. So basically, anything that wasn't nation level was done when Baru was entered into the scene. Right. They even brought Cha-hee back in, baby girl, just for her to get slapped twice.
Yeah, by Shadow, the same Shadow.
just to show she's like, this is where the power gap is.
Right.
So Thomas Andre came in, slapped around Tusk, slapped around Iron. You guys are nothing. They left Baru and Egress because they were done. They were going somewhere. But at the same time, they said Shadows are nothing. But at the same time, if you're a nation level, you're done. Fuck nation levels. I'm not even sure why they even showed the Chinese nation level at the end of the chapter. Well, what's the point of that? So it's Jin-Woo versus the world, versus the universe, versus space-time in general.
Jin-Woo versus everybody, huh?
There's nobody else. There isn't. They painted themselves in the corner, as in rulers, monarchs, Jin-Woo. They painted themselves in the corner. They didn't have to do it, but they did it. What's left? Anybody can think of anything?
Jesus.
I don't know if Jesus exists in Seoul, Korea, bro. Like
Buddha, I don't know, man. Look, I don't know what can be Jin-Woo at this point, man. But the monarchs, because that's the last challenge. That's the last foe. Look, that's the end boss.
At the same time, we don't know anything about the rulers either. Like besides they've given powers to the humans, but I mean, I gotta keep them in there for hope and dreams.
Hope and dreams. That's all we got right now. Hope, dreams, faith that things will be better, things will turn around. Whether or not we believe in such things is a story for another day.
Okay, let's go to the chat.
Let's go to the chat.
Kevin says the Chinese hunter got feats.
Okay, he got feats. All of them have feats. Every nation level had feats.
Okay. Let's just break it down to the fundamental level. Thomas Andre was a tank, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was fast. He was strong, but he was not known for his speed. Jin-Woo is definitely, first of all, assassin class. He's known for his speed. He just happen to has power also, which is broken. But anyways, we're having hope here. Like, I don't get it. So why didn't make it make sense to me?
Mhm.
Thomas Andre used his ruler powers. He had everything at his disposal, and still got no diff. Not low diff, but no diff.
Right.
And the Chinese next level hunters looking at him like, you know what? I want to try this.
Right.
Why?
Just to see where he ranks up. It's either that or he a fanboy. I mean, we do know that he was trying to gather info on Jin-Woo before.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
mean,
did.
but is that worse? Is it worse being a fanboy or getting beat down? I don't really know.
Okay, see, the thing about it is that Thomas Andre didn't get murdered. Jin-Woo's not a murderer unless
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So here's
Who
the
who
thing.
who said he was a murderer?
I'm just saying, he knows
Oh,
at the end of the day he's going to survive.
yeah.
And if he's the strongest thing on earth, or one of the top 5 strongest thing on the earth, hasn't had a challenge in a while, you want to try another human that might be stronger than you, right?
Right.
So maybe he'll try him. I would love to see it. If Jin-Woo takes a hit, I would love to see him take one hit. Anything.
I mean, he took a small hit at the beginning of the fight. Andre kind of knocked him out. He took a small hit.
Man, I
It was a
guess.
small hit. It was a small hit. I'm not saying, it wasn't humongous. Obviously, it didn't do anything, but it was a small hit he took.
You're right. So I'm gonna like. Okay, my question is,
Yeah.
where does the story go from here? Like, what do you paint as a writer? You paint yourself in a corner because you alienated everything else. All you have right now are beings that are not human.
Right.
Where do you go?
That's it. That's all we got left, man. That's all we got left. If S ranks are
We
not
already
gonna
know the
give it,
story's about to end.
huh?
We already know the story's coming to a conclusion, so we've already hit the top.
That's what I'm saying. It's nothing else but the Monarchs. I mean, the only thing the S ranks could do is fight off monsters from the dungeon if a dungeon breaks. The only thing Nation ranks could do is fight off stronger S rank. Well, fight off S rank bosses. But
Look, all I'm saying.
that's the tiers. You fight off. S ranks fight off A ranks bosses and whatnot. S ranks, I mean, nation levels fight off S rank bosses, and that's it. That's pretty much where we're at in the story as far as what's left.
Look, I'm gonna ask you guys. Imagine, just use your imagination for a second. I'm
I
not
got you.
saying that Jin-Woo loses. Maybe it's a fight where they're kind of tied, and the Jin-Woo, of course, he always levels up. And
Right.
then next time they fight, he is stronger. Imagine just throwing in those things a little bit in the story. Like he sees a nation, like he might have beats Peru or whatever. He might, fight nation level for a little sparring match. He might fight Thomas Andre. There's so many like little instances where you can say, you know what, he might not be stronger at this current moment, but let's get a little Zenkai boost. Let's get a little Zenkai boost.
Yeah.
The next time they fight, he's stronger. There are so many little things that could have done with a story to extend it or make it make sense.
Or have a little depth to it.
Yes, it's a little depth that they could have put in the story that wouldn't have changed it too much. But now we just have like Jin-Woo outclassing. He's literally outclassed every foe that he's fought since like the class change fight.
Yeah.
Like he's outclassed everybody. So every fight that he gets into, I'm gonna think he's gonna win because why would I not think he's gonna win?
Especially after today's chapter.
I mean, like I was, you know, naive to not think that he would he would win. Like, but every fight before that, he has won. And it was these fights have been better, but this is a no difficulty fight with something they've been hyping since like chapter 3. Nation Level's been hyped since chapter 3, and he just they aren't even.
I mean, S-Rank's been hyped since chapter 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they got taken out by Ruru. Like that's the thing about it. Like we thought they were going to do something until they weren't doing something anymore. It wasn't Jin-Woo taking them out. It wasn't the main character taking them out. It was something in the story that was bigger than them taking them out.
Right.
Jin-Woo was just the E rank, the lowest E rank character.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's the MC, he was the lowest. Now he's the strongest in the world. Like, okay, here's the question, right?
Right.
The government, the entire world now knows Jin-Woo at the end of the chapter is walking into the summit, right? With Otakuma, his father, that potentially might have killed an S-rank hunter. Even though they know that Thomas Andre just lost Jin-Woo is the strongest thing human on Earth right now. Anybody wants to start a war with Jin-Woo, any country, they're going to lose. How do you guys think the governments of the world are dealing with this?
They're not. There's nothing they can do. What are they going to do?
I mean,
it's literally nothing they can do.
I mean, maybe a World War IV against Jin-Woo, World War III, whichever one we had started World War III right now.
I mean, if the government just seen the strongest hunter that they knew of get beaten to a pulp, no diff.
Yep.
There's nobody that can stop them.
That's right. So you're talking about the governments. Like, if we know anything about the world that we live in today, the government likes to control and rule. But they can't control Jin-Woo. They can't stop Jin-Woo. So what do? It's too late now. It's too late. Like you have the strongest. He's a one-man army. It's not like he's just so strong.
Right.
Go ahead, Trent. I see you.
Go ahead. Continue. I was going to play off what you said. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like he. Not only is he stronger than any other hunter in the world, he has an army, an infinite army. As long as he has mana, they're coming back. Like the reason why Thomas Andre's his crew lost was not because they can't kill the things that were there, is because they can regenerate over and over and over again.
Right.
Like you can't fight that. Like Jin-Woo is so broken. Not only is he strong, but his army keeps coming back. There's nothing the world can do.
Right.
How?
Brent, you want to say anything?
Well, first of all, can we acknowledge that Sung Jin-Woo was stronger than or strong as or close to strong as nation rank hunters before or during the Baru period? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
or at least on that tier.
He got okay. I'm gonna say that he got to that tier of nation level, the bottom of that tier, when he first beat Baru. I'll give you that much. I think when he beat the Monarch and you saw the multiple level up, is when he got stronger than nation levels at that point. Because you have to remember, the Monarch that he beat was chained up and getting his energy like sucked out of him. So like, it was a low diff fight in general. And he got lucky at that point.
Yeah.
No, now wouldn't you say that if it was low diff, then he probably would have got equal amount of points?
Here's my thing. Like, it doesn't matter how you beat the boss. It just matters you beat the boss.
Right.
They gift plattered a Monarch to him and gave him levels off of it. Like, they literally gifted it to him.
I think it's wild to say that was the specific event that pushed him up. to and over the edge of that. Because so when was he to the edge? When was he to where it would have been a high diff fight?
I'm gonna say before, because like he had the Guardian Giant that he beat, which was a fight that he was even thought he might lose and was afraid to even fight because of the type of pressure that he felt. But then when he got inside of it, the Monarch was literally chained up. So I mean, like at that point, like I mean, you have to assume, this is definitely assumptions, but the nation levels were definitely stronger than him. They weren't afraid of Baru. They weren't afraid of him.
No, because the monarch was chained. But yes, it was a monarch, so that would of course it would still have been much pressure for him to still be hesitant.
No. I'm talking about the giant that was outside the portal. He was afraid to fight that. Like,
or you mean the one? Well, the one that was sitting outside, he couldn't sense nothing from.
No. He could sense something from him. He was said that he was afraid to fight him. He was even afraid he was going to lose, and he was scared.
Then he mopped him.
Eventually, but like Baru had to drill inside that dude's head.
It was just big. It wasn't like it was he was pressed.
But now, I'm saying, keep in mind, but you're right. He was still afraid to fight it though.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. You're gonna second guess anytime you come into something new. You're gonna second guess yourself.
He didn't second guess Thomas Andre at that point. That's the point we're trying to make.
Right, because he already he knew what it was. He's only a human. He was not something extraterrestrial.
But he is extraterrestrial because he had something extra.
He's got a morsel of he's got like in a Orv reference. He's got like an extraterrestrial sponsor, but he ain't that. He ain't the constel. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't the constellation.
He ain't the constellation. Well, look at Trent using new.
Come on, I'm out here with my knowledge.
Look at that, boy. Look, come on, fuck with me. Tell you the truth.
Come on, boy. Growth, character growth.
That's what I'm saying. Unlike them nation levels, I feel you, fam.
But seriously, man. Nah, they just. I think it's been played right. Like, it does add up. It makes sense.
Look, all I'm gonna say is that in this story at least, Thomas Andre was envious that Jin-Woo got to go to the Japanese S-rank gate. Before he went to his own, that was in America. He saw the gate, he felt the gate. He was like, Jin-Woo, I'm a little envious of you. I wanted to go to that gate to test myself, right?
Yeah, they were.
But the thing about it is that he didn't know Jin-Woo levels up every time he defeats somebody. That's the thing about it. Like, if he knew that, it's a little different. Nobody knows Jin-Woo can level up.
And they also didn't know Baru's power. It was interesting to them. Just like he had the same confidence. He had the same confidence that he went into the battle with Sung Jin-Woo than he would have went to the battle with Baru. And he would have literally been like, yo. You know what I'm saying? He would have been like, yo, it's over for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, keep in mind, I guess he has defeated higher level monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what was Baru ranked? Was it an S rank?
Yeah.
Monster?
Yeah.
Okay, so it could have been a different S rank. You know what I'm saying? It could have been the one to get him. Maybe it was why Sung Jin-Woo had to handle it himself. But because he was already proven to take a lot of people out. But regardless, he came up against Sung Jin-Woo like, you fuck around and die. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then ended up getting that ass whooped. So he could have pulled up on Baru and still got twerked on.
Nah, not Baru, man.
Now, okay, and maybe if he doesn't lose to Baru, even then I think right there at that moment or post that moment, Sung Jin-Woo is banging with nation ranks and winning at least high diff.
Look, I can't even argue.
Extreme high diff maybe, but high diff.
Extreme high diff maybe. I'll give you that much. Like, maybe. And that's
okay. Now, what's the level growth between post Jeju Island and now? What's the level difference?
Like,
Was it like 10, 12, something crazy. It's
I
double
mean,
digits.
he had like number one, like it's between 12 to 20 because
Yeah, it's double digits.
because he had the architect fight, which he got the black heart, which increases mana significantly, plus the levels that he gained from defeating the architect. Then he went to the S rank
Monarch.
gate. He
Yep.
he fought the giant that was
Game level.
yeah, he fought that giant that was at the gate.
Now hold.
Then he beat the
Now,
monarch. He's leveling constantly. Any RPG, the higher
now
level.
somebody has used that mana argument against like on the other side and saying somebody in this chat or call has used the mana argument against or not against, but basically saying that it's just for like the abilities and like shadows, not direct power. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so even if it's not direct power, I mean,
Okay. So here's
I mean, which is true. It's not for his direct power. The mana has nothing to do with his like physical attributes or his speed, but it has to do with him summoning shadows and shadow exchange and all
Which he
that
didn't
stuff.
do.
Okay,
Well,
so
he just
Well,
whooped
he
his ass
did.
straight
He just
physical
didn't
feats.
use it against Andre. He used
Well,
it
yes,
against
that's true.
Okay.
That's true. He beat Andre physical feats alone.
yes,
Yeah.
okay. So let me give you, because the chat has answered. Christian has already answered this question for you. So Jeju Island, Sung Jin-Woo is at level 100. Without looking at the chat, what do you think his level is right now? Like when he fought Thomas Andre?
128 to 132.
Even if you overshot it, but even if it was that, you're talking about, like Christian says, 122 when he fought Thomas Andre. Like that is 22 levels that you're going up between Jeju Island and when he fought Thomas Andre. So at that point, if you're going to assume Thomas Andre is somewhere in between those 100 to 122, like Jin-Woo has severely surpassed him by the time he fights him.
Right now, I wouldn't say that, because just like you were going to use the RPG reference, these points or things like that are used, I guess, against different attributes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like so it's not like it's always going to his direct strength. We've already seen that they're distributed like stuff. And again, he only beat this man fisticuffs. Now, if he would have squared up in Jeju Island, he may not have been able to physically overpower him 100%, and that's still a reach. Because even with however many levels, it's not like he's getting 1,000 points per level to distribute these things.
I mean,
but
that's
we're
true.
just talking about if we're just talking about square up, because then you could say, even in Jeju Island, even if he wasn't as strong physically, if he would have had enough shadows, he could have still whooped his ass then, because then they would at least been able to jump him. He would have had close to enough strength, and then he would have had the homies. But at this point in time, he's completely strong enough.
But at the same time, Jeju Island, what you saw was, like, number one, he called out Baru and said, like, it's just me and you. That he did that. I give him that much. But there were so many ants around that he was using the shadows to fight the ants. Now, in the parallel, he was using, like, Thomas Andre had his human companions fighting the ants, even though, it was a war of attrition and they lost. Sung Jin-Woo took Baru on 1-on-1, and he took, Sung Jin-Woo on, Thomas Andre did 1-on-1.
Right.
So I mean, there is, I mean, that comparison is there, and the fact that you had, Sung Jin-Woo at level 100 fighting Baru, and it was a pretty difficult fight for him. Like, he couldn't use his daggers. Like, it literally ended up going hand to hand, and he took plenty of hits. But he didn't take any hits as Thomas Andre, and he still can't use his daggers. Like, his daggers were useless against his bare skin. Like, it was no armor, bare skin, daggers were nothing still. So you're talking about 22 levels, and we know how RPGs go. It is, when you get another level, everything, all the stats go up, but you can still put your stat points in whatever you want to. That's what I'm saying. Like, Sung Jin-Woo is, from Jeju Island to where he is now, is leaps and bounds so much stronger, because they showed you every chapter how much Sung Jin-Woo has grown. And I think Thomas Andre could have beat the maybe I'm tripping, but the Architect, I think he could. I mean, Thomas Andre could beat the
No.
Architect.
Now
100%.
I'm not saying that 20, whatever odd
22
levels isn't a lot, but at the same time, it's not enough to put him in a completely different. I guess it's kind of hard to say because I don't know. It's kind of hard to put him in a completely different tier. He's still, you know what I'm saying?
Hunter Stream.
You know, what'd you say?
Oh, somebody said I thought it was a Hunter Stream, and I was like, no. Sorry, I just read
Yeah,
in the chat.
You know what I'm saying? You can't put him in a completely different league
Why
at that
not?
22 levels because again, they do grow at different things. So, it's not like he's gonna get especially at the high level he's at. Great gaining levels, you're gonna get like small things. You know what I'm saying? So again, he's not gonna put that all to his physical strength, and they only use his physical strength for this fight. So we ain't even talking about the capabilities of the shit from before.
Yes,
but yeah, don't get me wrong. I get the level disparity is that, of course, he definitely has gotten stronger. That's probably what allowed him to low diff him. But
that
there's
was a no diff, sir. I'm not sure
Yeah.
low diff.
Yeah, to no diff him, but I don't think 22 levels brings him from not fucking with him, period, to low diffing him. Like that's almost
I'm
like
not saying not fuck with him, period. I'm just saying like I still think at Jeju Island he would have lost that fight. I'm not saying by how much. I'm not saying if in high difficulty, mid difficulty. I'm just saying Jeju Island he would have lost.
Right.
But after he fights the Architect, the Guardian that was guarding the gate, and a Monarch, like he gained so many. He gained 22 levels in between those, and then he fights Thomas Andre. It just wasn't fair. At that point, it wasn't even a fight anymore. Disappointing, but it just wasn't. And I'm not sure if Thomas Andre is the strongest, maybe the physical strongest, or if he's the fastest. I'm not sure what it is, but there is no one else besides the Monarchs of the Rulers that can contest Sung Jin-Woo now. And that's why the story's got to stop, because the Arthur has painted himself in a corner because he's done too much.
All right, so let's end it there for right now. We got one more thing to discuss, and that's Jin-Woo's new shadow, aka Gree, aka Hwang Soo. Apparently, it's a lot of confusion regarding this new shadow. The main confusion is, why does he have a custom design? That is the biggest problem that people are having with this. Some people say, well, he's a human. Okay,
Yeah,
he's
that's what I
a
would say.
human. But Iron was a human. And Iron looks exactly like himself when he died. It's just he's blue or purple, depending on, when they draw it and what color they use. Hwang Soo has gotten a completely different custom design.
He's also a higher level.
But that shouldn't matter. Baru was a higher level. Baru looks the same.
Baru also looked hard.
But Baru still looks the same.
Right, but I'm just saying
Right.
Baru looked dope before. Baru looked
but
right.
but what I'm saying is every shadow
Hwang Dong-soo probably just wouldn't look like a shadow with a V-neck though. You know what I'm saying?
but that's how it should be. But every shadow should look like the consistency with every shadow looks the exact same as they, when they died and became a shadow. That's how they should be. Even with the S rank healer, I forgot his name, but even with him, when Jin-Woo summoned him again, he looked exactly how he did when he died. So why does Hwang Dong-soo get a custom design? Granted, I like the design. I think the design is fire.
True.
But it doesn't make sense when we've gone 146 chapters of this consistent design of these shadows to now all of a sudden it's a brand new design that makes absolutely no sense. So what if Seraph, are you there? Are you still playing COD?
Hello?
Well, at least we
Yeah.
know he's alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sarah, what is your thoughts on Hwang Dong-soo's custom design, bro?
Oh, cool.
Exactly.
Do you think it's a problem given that he is the only shadow that has a custom design? Like I said, granted, I think it's cool too. I don't mind the
The
design.
whole skull demon look type deal
Yeah,
is kind of fire.
yeah, I agree. It's kind of fire, but do you think it's a problem that he was the only one that received a custom design as a shadow?
Yeah, that looks completely different than what he used to look like as a human type deal.
Right.
Yeah, I wish we kind of got like Igris to look cooler, but he's already badass enough as it is. Baru literally looks the fucking same, just purple.
Right. And even Iron looks exactly the same, just
Yeah,
purple.
he looked just like he did when he died.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Everybody looks the exact same, so why Hwang Dong-soo?
I feel like it's like based off of his evil nature as a whole.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Like
But
his nature
what
and
the
soul
monster?
was pure evil as it was, and then it decided to come out looking like that based off of who he was and his personality.
But wasn't Iron the same way?
Iron didn't seem like he was
I
just
mean,
an
Iron.
asshole. He wasn't like
Yeah, he
evil
was.
as shit. He was just an asshole.
I mean, he did let a lot of people die. He did let
If I
some.
was in that situation, bro, y'all died.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily good nature. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like Hwang Dong Su was like, a lot more evil in nature. He kidnapped our whole boy just to kidnap our whole boy and piss off Sung Jin-Woo.
Okay. Trent.
One guy
What?
was here for survival.
Right.
The other dude did this just cuz.
Okay. All right. Can't argue. Trent, your thoughts on the design? And he's gone. JC, your thoughts on the design?
Man, I mean, you can't help but notice it. I didn't know or understand like why they did that, but at the same
Me either.
time, like soul leveling when it comes to the light novel versus the webtoon, like they've taken some liberties here and there. So I'm going to take the liberty and say like Sung Jin Woo didn't want to see the face of Dong Su, like
Mhm,
like he didn't want Jino to see the face maybe,
mhm.
and so like he is the Shadow Monarch. He is the Lord of the Dead or whatever that they wanted to call him in a couple chapters ago. Like,
Right.
why would he not have the freedom to change a face if he wanted to?
Well,
Change how it looks to other people. Like, I mean, I understand he hasn't done it before, but he hasn't had a disdain, a hatred for another person like he does Dong Su. So why couldn't he do it? I'm not saying that there, of course, it's not a precedent before to say that he could do it, but why couldn't he do it? They're
I don't
his
know, man.
shadows. He's summoning his shadows. You look however you want to look, including the color.
Including the color.
Red, purple, blue, who cares? Like it's different, and I understand there's never been a precedent before it, but he didn't like Dong Su to begin with. He didn't want to see his dumb face anymore, so he changed it.
So we're just going with he just can change it.
He can change it. He is the Lord of Shadows, Lord of the Undead. Change the face. Cool. Whatever. Greed is his name. Why not?
But so do we like the name Greed? Is that something
Oh
that
yeah,
we like?
like the name. I like the name. I like the design. Design was one of the better ones. For the Giants kind of sucked. Give him a good design because you want to make up whatever you want to for it. He can talk, so that means I'm not sure if it's Peru. I can't remember if Gemma can talk as of right now.
I don't think Jimmick talks, but Baru talks. This new dude talks. Hwang Dong. Greed, I guess his name is
Great
now,
talks.
right? Yeah.
Yep. So
And then no other shadows talk aside from those two.
I'm saying, so I mean, he's the second strongest shadow that he has, which
Yeah,
is a testament to how strong Dong-Su was.
general rank. Yeah, he's literally pretty much the same as Baru.
Yes, exactly. So Baru might have had a little problem. Dong-Su wasn't as weak as we thought he was, which means Thomas Andre wasn't anywhere near as weak as we tried to make him.
I don't know, man. It's craziness. Craziness. That's all I can really say. All right, so as we wrap up, well, what we giving the chapter, guys? What we giving it?
I'm gonna give this chapter, as much as I hated it, it was a good chapter. It was 9 out of 10 for hypeness alone.
For the fights, for the way Huang Dong-Su's design looks,
Yeah.
and just small things, like Thomas Andre used a whole ass French word in there.
Damn.
So I'm seeing some 5s in the.
I see some 5s, some 7s, yeah, 8s. Yo, the chat did not like this at all. They were done.
Yeah, chat. So a lot of people not feeling this chapter, man. Especially light novel readers. They're really not feeling it. Lothar gave it a 9. Shout out to Lothar.
Arrow gave it an 8.
Gully guy gave it a 9.
Gully God gave it a 9.
Okay, so all right. Commit to Greatness gave it a 10, and that's probably just because of what happened.
Right.
My guy Darius gave it an 8.5. So
Commit to Greatness 10. Carlos 10.
Carlos even gave it a 10 too.
Yeah, it's a good ass whooping. That's what Jin-Woo does best.
Yeah, whoop ass.
But that's definitely the wrong button.
So, all right. So what you giving it, JC, man?
I'll give it a 9.
9.
Red
Sarah?
Dukes, what's up? I haven't seen you here before, but maybe I just missed it.
Seraph, what you giving it, bro?
Young Hockey, give it
I'm
a
on
10.
JC side. Give it a solid 9.
This man Panzer gave it a 4. Shit.
Damn, Pansy. Holy moly.
God damn, Panzer like, nah, man. This nigga, this damn chapter getting a 4 from this.
Jamal says dumpster fire. It kind of was, but I'm trying to make the best out of what's happening.
From a story standpoint, it was dumpster fire. And that is pretty much.
Ember Hearts gave it 100 out of 10.
Yeah, Ember Hearts. If you do the math, it's still a 10 out of 10. It's still a 10.
Stop being petty, bro. Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ, JC.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna give it. I don't even think Trent's still in here. Trent.
I think he fell asleep.
How do you
Low
feel with
carbs.
the headphones on, bro?
Low carbs.
I'm doing the same
Really?
thing, except for I'm not
Is that what
athlete
we're
trying
going
to
with?
do that either. So
I gotta be up at 4 in the morning.
yikes.
Oh man. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it a 8.5.
JC, I have a song for you.
I'm glad half of that cut out because
Petty.
That's definitely petty.
Petty.
I love you, bud. Don't hurt me.
Oh
It's all right.
man.
It's all right.
Don't worry, I'm on the same boat. Don't forget I was on the Thomas Andre hype train too, dog. All right.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Copyright strike. Maybe. I don't know.
They can't do that for a 2-second clip.
All right, guys. I'm going to bed. I can't take the disappointment no more. It's 12 o'clock here. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. Thank you for liking. If you're new, subscribe to your boys out here. We taking pain every chapter. One of us is, at least. I'm going to bed.
Have a good night, brother.
Peace, everybody.
Sleep
See
well.
you guys.
Have a good night, people.